This, my address is to the new Nigerian government. It's a challenge to the new Nigerian government. So my challenge to this new government that is coming in is that Nigeria needs a $4 trillion economy urgently. We urgently need a $4 trillion economy. And that is the biggest problem that I see with the government of President Muhammadu Buhari. I don't see the vision. I can't see the clarity of vision. I can't see this government mobilizing the whole nation towards one goal, one concentrated goal and agenda that everybody will be aware of. And this is one area where the government of Obasanjo did much more better, because during the time of Obasanjo, everybody knew that the whole country is moving towards the vision 2020, that by the year 2020 we want to be in the top 20 economies of the world, even though, you know, the vision derailed after he left. But when he was there, the economy was mobilized and the whole nation was mobilized, gearing towards that goal. We lack that vision. That sense of vision right now is what we lack. So as somebody that supports and believes in President Muhammadu Buhari, I want to use this opportunity I hope that this video will get to him. Mr. President, I want you to sit down together with your ministers and these new people that are coming. Even before you give them their portfolio, please have them give you their vision and come together, do a seminar or a training or a retreat whereby you will all come together and forge a concrete vision that you want to attain in the next 4 years or 10 years, or, you know, just give us a vision. Personally, I would like to propose that Nigeria should have a vision, and the vision of building a $4 trillion economy in the next 10 years. We can do it, but it has to be concrete. And the reason why I put $4 trillion for it, there is a reason for it, and I'm going to show you the reason. But it has to be concrete, tangible, it has to be measurable. A vision has to be measurable, and the whole country must be aware that we want to build a $4 trillion economy. And that is what should guide everything that we do. It should instruct and guide our economy, our politics, our local governments, our state governments, our raw materials development, our quest for infrastructural development, for direct investment in the country, for small enterprises, and for macroeconomy, microeconomy. All those things should be guided by a vision. These things should be instructing all our actions, so we are purposeful in everything we are doing as a nation. But right now, without having a concrete agenda, a concrete vision of what we want to attain as a nation, at least in the next 10 years, but actually as a nation, we need a vision for the next 50 years. But the impression that I get when I see the way this government, and not just this government, but even the previous government in Nigeria operates, is that we are just micromanaging the country. We are just running about trying to put off the fire and trying to resolve situations that arise. We are just like managers. We are not like leaders. And this is also a challenge to the president. As a leader, you need to decide what you want for the country. And one of the things that we need to resolve very urgently and very quick is the size of our economy. What kind of economy do we want to build? Because that is where the standard of living we come from. That's where the well-being of the people will come from. That's where the authority and the integrity of the country will come from. Everything will come from the kind of economy that we're able to build. So now, what kind of economy do we have right now? Just let me make my case why I insist that we need to have a goal of building a $4 trillion economy. What we have right now is 400 billion economy. 400 billion economy is nothing for a country like ours with a population of 200 million people. We need to grow our economy 10 times. And that is not a light task. That is a huge, huge problem. And Oh, but unfortunately, when I listen to the Nigerian elite and the especially people who think they are educated in Nigeria, I keep on hearing one and the same thing, that Nigeria is a rich country. Hey, forget about that rubbish. We are a poor country, okay? We are so poor, we are miserably poor. Nigeria is a poor country right now. Let's just forget about that story that we're a rich country. We are not rich at all. There are a few people that are rich, and those people that are rich actually is another story. I'm going to do another program about the rich in Nigeria, the so-called rich people in Nigeria. But we're a poor country. If our people are a poor people, if we have a poor population, we are poor as a country. Now, don't tell me about the oil. Don't tell me about the gas. Those things are just the potentials. If you don't develop your potentials, you remain poor. It doesn't matter what the amount of potential that we've got. It doesn't matter what the amount of raw materials and the resources that we've got in the country. If we don't develop them, we are poor. We remain a poor country. So as of today, Nigeria is a poor country. And when we are poor like that, we need a vision. We need a visionary leadership. And President Buhari, I am your advocate. I am your supporter. But I can see the vision. We are fighting corruption. Good enough. We are trying to bring order. That is why I support your leadership, because we cannot build an economy of a huge economy of 4 trillion without having our backs covered. And that's why fight against corruption is wonderful. It will cover our back. But let's move forward. You have done that in the first 4 years. These next 4 years, let's focus on building a dynamic economy. Okay, so $4 billion economy that we have right now for 200 million people is only making us to be one of the poorest countries in the world, with per capita of only $2,000. With $2,000 per capita, we are a far cry from the kind of country that we want to be, from the kind of standard of living that our people should have. Now, the standard, according to the United Nations statistics, for a country to be said to be normal, just average country, that country must have at least the minimum of 12 billion $12,000 per capita. So if we don't have $12,000 per capita for our people, at least 12, that is when we are able to build an economy that will be able to give us $12,000 per capita, that is when we say, yes, at least we have given our people a good life, at least an average life. But with $2,000, and the average is supposed to be $12,000, and we are $2,000. We all need to be beating ourselves in the head. We all need to be spending sleepless nights. We all need to be calling all the Nigerians we know everywhere and calling for help from everywhere we could get it, to say, hey, we are a far cry from the kind of country that we want and from the standard of living that we want to give our people. If the minimum to get out of poverty is $12,000 per capita, and we're only at 2,000. See how far we are. We are lagging behind big time. And let's talk about a country that is similar in population to Nigeria. It is Brazil. I was just in Brazil, and their own economy is much more bigger than our economy. Okay, they are doing well. They have their economy, their GDP. If our GDP is 400 billion, their GDP is $2 trillion. So that's a huge economy. They are in the top 10 right now of the best economies in the world. But even with that $2 trillion economy, they are still struggling with poverty. They are still regarded as a developing country. They are still regarded as a poor country. And even though the economy is huge, but they are still poor because the population is like ours, 220 million. And it's just a little bit higher than ours. But their per capita, their GDP per capita is $10,000. So they are very close. They are very close. The minimum for you to say you are not a poor country anymore, that your country, your people have been given a worthy life, is you must have at least 12,000. But they are having 10,000, but they are still regarded as a poor country. And their people are still complaining. They are still struggling with poverty, even though their economy is 2 trillion. So 2 trillion is good enough. It's about 4 times our own economy. 4 times our economy. So can you imagine the misery that our people are experiencing? So don't just keep on complaining about the previous government, what they failed to do. Where is your vision? Where is our vision right now to do the honors, to do the thing that needs to be done? What are the steps we are taking? Where are the strategies? Where are the statistics? Where are the figures? Where are the indications and indications that will lead us to know that yes, in the next so and so years, maybe not in 10 years, maybe in 20 years, maybe in 50 years, but give us a vision. Let the people be mobilized around that vision so that they know exactly what they are working towards. Let's give some people some positive direction. Let's give them some positive encouragement, some news, some good news. So for them to know that we know what we are doing as a government, for them to be aware that this government is aware of where it's going, that we are taking you to this better lifestyle. And some people will say, well, they have said that before, people have made plans before that never came to pass. Well, the thing about plans is not because it's going to come to pass or it's not going to come to pass. But what plan does is that it's giving you at least direction. We need to at least have a direction where we are moving in. We need to at least, our people need to be aware of what is in the mind of our government and what the government is trying to do and the concrete steps that they are taking to go there. Even we need to shoot for the stars, even if we only reach to the moon. Okay, but let's aim to the stars. We need to have some concrete decision in this direction. So even with this amount, Brazil still struggles even with a $2 trillion economy. And our economy, our population is growing faster than the population of Brazil. So that's why I say $2 trillion is not good enough for us. $2 trillion economy, because we need to have at least $12,000 per capita. And now we are 2. So for us to have that $12,000 per capita, we should not just, even though $2 trillion economy could give us that 12,000. But with the way our population is growing, it's going to be too small very soon. So the most important thing to do is to build an economy that is large enough that will be able to cover and grow faster than the population that we have. So with the population size we have, even 2 trillion economy will leave Nigeria to still be a very poor country. We'll still struggle. So, but like a lot of countries are already thinking about this. A lot of countries are already, working towards, having self-sufficiency for their people and bringing prosperity to their people. But Nigeria seems to just be busy, fighting and trying to just resolve, concurrent issues. We are spending all our resources, too much of our energy and our money and resources to just put off the fire and deal with concurrent issues instead of dealing with foresight, instead of living by foresight, instead of living by vision. That foresight, that leadership is what is not enough right now. That vision, that drive, that energy that comes from vision is what we are not getting from this government. So I'm appealing to President Buhari, give us a vision that will drive all of us. One concrete one. I'm not talking about agendas now. No, I'm talking about vision. If like that, we had it before, 2020 vision. But now we are talking about your own vision that will guide and lead the country, that will give us focus. Not all these agendas, that, and no, we will break it down later on, but let us have one vision. And the vision that I think we should have is what I'm talking about, 4 trillion economy. Recently, I heard the the Prime Minister of India, Modi, he spoke about, he gave a vision to his country. 5 trillion economy for India by the year 2025. 5 trillion economy. 5 trillion economy. 5 trillion economy. That is a thinking man right there. That is a man with foresight. That is a man with vision. He knows the power of vision. And everybody is talking about it. Everybody is discussing it. And they are thinking of the way to get there. That is what we need as a country. Nigeria needs to do, and we need a quantum leap. We need a quantum leap. A very dramatic leap economically in the size of our economy. If we don't do that, we are going to be perpetually in poverty. Things are not going to be Yeah, and this is not going to be easy to achieve, definitely, I assure you. But if the people, with our energy, with our drive, with the Nigerian spirit, if we are aware of something and we know our goal and we know what is ahead of us, it's going to be possible. We are a people that could achieve it. Just like during the 2020 vision. I mean, before Obasanjo left, our economy was going so rapidly and we were almost getting there until, other people came and messed it up, But, okay, but what will we require for us to be able to build a $4 trillion economy? Of course, it will require from our government, from this new government that is coming, and that's why I do this video as a challenge to this new government that is coming. And it's a challenge to the leader, to the President Muhammad Buhari, because all these people lobbying for position, you don't need people who will lobby for position. Let's look for technocrats, people who will make things happen, people who can get us results, because it will require the first thing we will require for us to be able to build a $4 trillion economy is strong vision. Second thing we will require is strong conviction. Third thing we will require is radical dedication. We need ministers that will be radically dedicated. And the radical dedication, not just of ministers and of government officials, we need radical dedication of all Nigerians, or as many Nigerians as possible. Of course, we will need to generate the funding. We have to find a way of generating the funding. And of course, we need leadership, guidance. We need governance. But, some people might think this is all too difficult, what I'm talking about. But, I am just a nobody, okay? I am a nobody somewhere here in Ukraine. But even me, as small as I am, I already have 3 plans of how Nigeria could get to build $4 trillion economy in the next 10 years. I have plan 1. If that doesn't work because of the Nigeria situation, plan B will work. If plan B doesn't work, plan C will work. I have 3 backed up on how to build $4 trillion economy in 10 years. I am not even an economist or anything like that. But, this is what I've been working on for years now. And I know that, if I need to release it out there and challenge the government, you people are professionals, you people are politicians, you people are elected to work 24 hours on Nigerian economy. Okay, let's see your plans. I want to see the plan of this new government. I want to see your agenda. I want to see your, not just the vision, but I want to see the blueprint of how Nigeria could build a $4 trillion economy in the next 10 years. I want to see your own blueprint. Let's compare our notes. Show me what you've got, and I will show you what I've got. And let's see how we could make this thing happen for our country. We as a nation need a vision we can all believe in. We need a vision that we can all believe in. If you don't believe in the $4 trillion economy vision, don't do it. The 2020 vision was a good one too. Give us one vision that could mobilize, that we could all see as a focal point. Of course, principal among the problem of this government is the failure. Personally, I believe that the principal problem, challenge of this government is the failure of this government to articulate for us what they're really doing. Maybe you have some agenda somewhere. Maybe you have the vision, but the articulation is bad. I am very current and I support this government, but I cannot hear what the government is really doing. We need to we actually need a whole orientation department under the presidency, and I think you have it already. But what are they doing? They need to orient the whole country, orientate the whole country, and reorient the whole nation towards a given goal. Direct us, energize us. They need to give us the power of faith. They need to wake up the active consciousness of the people. They need to give us proactiveness. We need the energy that vision gives, so that the populace will be mobilized and be able to drive forward with this vision. The goal of a $4 trillion economy is that the content of the economy must raise towards a certain direction. So we are raising towards the direction of building our industry. We need to raise up the manufacturing, the manufacturing level of our economy. We need to go from where we are right now to making our country manufacturer industrial base rather than agrarian base. We need to become an industrialized country. a developed country, so that the percentage of our industrialization will not be 16% or 20%, but it will be 25, 35, 40%. That is what the kind of economy that we need. Nigerians should feel empowered by this economy. And it is the kind of economy that will give everybody equal opportunity. It is the kind of economy that will eradicate poverty. $4 trillion economy will give us the ability to be able to revive our educational sector, to be able to provide worthy health care at an affordable price to every Nigerian, affordable health care and education. We need to be able to, have, this belief that we can do it, faith in ourselves, vision, direction. That is what I personally, as a Nigerian, would demand from this new government. And of course, from the head of the government, who is President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, here I rest my case. Some people say I talk too much. Nigerians don't like to watch long videos. But I'm so full of ideas and passion on how to help this country move forward and how to make this country work. I hope somebody is listening. And nation. Sunday Adelaja is my name. Peace.